Right, so I'm back to give my predictions for UFC 199, which kicks off June for us. I apologise that I haven't been around much this month to do prediction videos. I have been keeping sort of tabs on things, but I just haven't really had the time or the energy to do any of them. So next week I will still do a fighter of the month production, so you can see sort of what I think about this month's MMA action then. Until then, let's move on and do the predictions for next week, UFC 199. Now, this should have been Chris Weidman's return to the top. He lost his championship to Luke Rockhold, and this was going to be a rematch. However, he is out through injury. Somehow they've managed to get hold of Michael Bisping, who's actually only ranked 4th here, and put him up. Now, you know, Michael Bisping is one of these people who I think has fought for the title before, never quite done it. A long time ago, the UFC did try and do a Conor McGregor with him, but it only got going so far, really. I think his ship's probably sailed already. I don't think he'll win this one. He does, in fact, have a better record, 29-7 versus 15-2. It depends how you view that, I suppose. You know, they're both pretty good standing up. I think Luke Rockhold, according to statistics here, is better on the ground, which could be an issue. I expect that Luke Rockhold should win this. I don't want to say with ease, and jinx it all, but, you know, let's move on. Dominic Cruz and Uriah Faber, this is an interesting one. Dominic Cruz is the champion. He has been champion for thousands and thousands of years of this division. The problem was that he got injured and was out for years and years and years. He came right back in and carried on where he left off. And that irritates me for some reason. His record is extraordinary, 21-1, despite all those years sort of not being around because of injury. The danger of having him as a champion, obviously, is that he'll just get injured again and be off for forever again. So, you know, let's look at Uriah Faber. He did very, very well at WEC, but he's never quite made it in terms of UFC titles. I really hope actually that Uriah Faber wins this one. Just because it would be nice for him to for all his work to pay off with UFC gold eventually. And Dominic Cruz is too much of a liability with his health, if you ask me. That might sound harsh, but it's true. Max Holloway is fighting Ricardo Lamas. I do like Max Holloway. He is ranked 4th. Ricardo Lamas, ranked 5, I think is much better. Their records are nearly the same, 15-3 and 15-4. Max Holloway is kind of more all on your feet, at least statistically, whereas Ricardo Lamas, 25%, 25%, 44%, so he's sort of more spread out, really. I think Ricardo Lamas will probably win this one. I wouldn't be surprised if it was a decision in the end. But I'm going for Ricardo Lamas on that. Dan Henderson and Hector Lombard. Dan Henderson is quite old. You know, I'll go for Hector Lombard on that then. Dustin Poirier and Bobby Green. I hope Dustin Poirier wins this one. Bobby Green isn't ranked according to this. 23-6 is his record. 19-4 for Poirier. I think he should win that one. He's ranked 11th. It's quite a good card. I have to say. And even when we move here to the mid card, it's not bad. Brian Ortega and Clay Guida. Clay Guida is a sort of like quite, gosh, he must be getting on now, I suppose. Whereas Brian Ortega would be an up-and-comer in comparison, I suppose. They're both very good on the ground. Brian Ortega rated 12th. I think I will go for him. He's got a perfect record of 10 according to this. Benil Dariush and James Vick. If I remember rightly, Benil Dariush is coming off a loss which I was surprised at. He's ranked 10th. I hope he can get a win here. James Vick does have a perfect record of 9 according to this. And they're both very equally matched, in fact. Both very equally matched. It could be a ground war. Could be a ground war that ends in decision. But anyway, I hope that Benil Dariush wins that. There's a women's bout on the card. Jessica Penn and Jessica Andrade. Don't know. Let's move on. Cole Miller and Alex Caceres. I don't like Alex Caceres. And it's nothing to do with the hair, I just don't like him. Cole Miller, again, a bit like Clay Guida, he's sort of from a different generation, I suppose. Still, very good on the ground. Maybe he'll get a submission, that would be nice to see. Moving on. Sean Strickland and Tom Breeze. A bit surprised now to see Tom Breeze so low down on the card. An English fighter with a perfect record of 10. He is moving up in the world. I would expect him now to be on a mid-card. I suppose people are going to say, well, I don't suppose he's been on a numbered card before. He's probably been a lot higher up on the sort of fight nights instead. But there we are. Sean Strickland. Well, it might be striker versus groundsman here with Tom Breeze on the ground and Sean standing up. Anyway, let's move on. Jonathan Wilson and Luis Henrique da Silva, don't know. Perfect 7 versus perfect 10. Very few statistics. Kevin Casey and Elvis Mutapik. I don't know that either. Let's move to the last one. Polo Reyes and Dong Hyun Kim, right at the bottom of the card. Well, I'll go for him then. And that is my predictions for UFC 199.